Ooh, I can't wait to thank our Patreon supporters. Adam S., Sarah P., aka Situational Daddy on Instagram, Leo, Paul and Sandy J., Nathan E., Jacqueline M., Matthew J., and Big Time Jam. Help support our show by going to patreon.com/whatremember and pledging a monthly amount. Thanks. You told me to hit record as soon as we sit down. Like, that's true. 2 years ago.
That's true.
Do you not stand by what you said?
No, I do stand by that.
2 years ago? On a whim?
No, he's just trying to...
Why are you challenging me so hard, Brad? I can stand by it.
Incriminating material
I stand
you have
by.
on it now.
I stand by
He's
it.
like, oh shit, I said so many things.
I can't remember what I said yesterday.
My name is Bradley Jones.
My name is Andrew Moldenhauer.
And my name is Andy Hubert.
It's not a movie review podcast. It's a podcast where we try to remember a movie that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And this is what we remember about Training Day.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
It's a very delayed opening.
I like to think it relates to the movie in some way.
Yeah, maybe I'll put the music, like, it's like Training Day music. That's
you
like,
gotta have, like, it's gotta be a crescendo up to, like, Training Day.
I'm gonna make a guess that Brad saw this in theaters.
No.
You don't think so?
That face says no right now.
Okay.
I remember distinctly the DVD cover. It's like very...
Yeah, it's
it's
Denzel. He's
looking
got
over,
the gun, and he's got
Mm-hmm.
the police badge. And
I did not understand what this movie was about for a long time because I definitely did not pay attention when it came out. I thought it was like a sports movie.
Training Day?
Because it's
There's a boxing movie
about training.
I mean, it doesn't have
the
Cuba
sports
Gooding Jr.
game.
in it, so...
No, but that's definitely what I thought it was about. And then I finally watched it, and I was like, this is not what I thought it was, but it's amazing.
You thought it was The Replacements.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was
a program.
The Longest Yard.
You thought it was any of the sports movies with the in the front of it. The Natural.
I thought it was Mighty Ducks 4.
The Mighty Ducks 4.
Mighty Ducks 4 Training Day.
It's not a bad title.
It's not bad. Is anyone else?
Antoine Defoe?
Fuqua? I never know how to say his last name.
I think he did a movie called Hard Times as well with Christian Bale. Mm-hmm. No one's ever seen it. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Huh.
And
he did
Equalizer.
Uh-huh. Oh, with Denzel.
Oh, yeah,
Denzel
yeah,
I haven't
comes
seen
in.
that one.
Well, there's a Sequelizer.
But
it's not called Sequelizer.
Right, I remember that
way after the first one, right? It was like, that's one of those like 12-year later sequels.
Oh, then Prequelizer. Well, we better rewrite these.
The franchise.
This is a franchise right
We
there.
gotta know how the Equalizer started.
Yeah.
Was he always equalizing things? Maybe he wasn't.
And sometimes he's prequelizing, sometimes he's sequelizing. And then it gets a little weird. Then there's the Sequelizer 2, which is a little confusing.
Ava Mendes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ava Mendes is in this.
Yum, 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 yum. Dude who's in Fast and Furious is in this.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that one. No, Hector, the guy who runs the race, is in this as one of the gang guys that... spoilers, almost kills Ethan Hawke and then chooses not
There was
to.
a great Reddit post where somebody took that actor and then just put all of his titles and he was named Hector.
Yes. He really just plays himself all the time. He's like,
but that was a joke.
Is it?
Though.
I mean,
yeah, it wasn't real, but I thought it was hilarious.
That's really good.
I had to look it up. That guy, yeah, he kind of plays a stereotypical same character in almost every movie
and he's sort of
he's in.
He gets work though, man. That dude, he's in a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
I think there's like one of the guys later who's also supposed to be one of the gang members when they're playing poker. Mm-hmm. I think that's like a guy who's like pretending to be Mexican, but he's not. He's like Indian or something like that.
Oh man, okay, we'll have to check this out.
Or Pakistani or something. I can't remember.
No.
Yeah.
It's like that guy in Short Circuit.
It's like that guy.
Oh no.
I forget that guy's name. But yeah, it's like that guy.
Yeah.
That guy shows up every now and then in a show, and I'm just like, it's that guy.
Like, Bud,
brown face.
Bud, can we talk?
Brown face.
Oh no.
Not good.
Oh, geez.
So Snoop Dogg's in this.
Oh.
Don't forget that.
Yum.
Who else is in this?
There's a car that plays. They're in a car a lot of the time. It's almost like a character. Like how
Right.
New York is a character in a lot of films.
Yep.
I think this car is a character in this film.
Right.
You know? It's like the Amityville Horror House, but for cars.
In a way, yeah.
It's an SUV? Some sort of sweet police tactical vehicle? Truck thing? Andy's the car guy.
No, he's just got like
got
a
a regular
like a 60s,
Crown
70s
Vic.
car.
Yeah.
Crown Vic, is that?
I think he's got a Crown
I thought
Vic.
he had like a nicer.
Oh no, I think you're right. It is his own car. It's not an SUV, but it's like a Monte Carlo or something.
Sedan type.
Do they have like
Thing, but he's got like
sports
nice
car.
tires, like fully.
Is it like an
tinted windows.
undercover type deal?
I think it's just his personal car.
Oh, okay.
It's a Grand Marquis or something
Yeah,
like that.
like Monte Carlo or something. I don't know. We'll find out for sure. I'll let you know
car
in
guy.
part 2. Don't worry.
So Denzel is super police guy who's great at doing police work. He's undercover.
The opening of the movie is Ethan Hawke
Okay.
and his wife,
Yeah.
and they're sitting down to breakfast, and it's his first day.
First day at his new assignment.
Uma Thurman's in this movie, yep. And so they're sitting. Are they married?
Yeah.
Oh, in real life?
That was the joke.
Ah, I see. Well, it took me a second to catch up to what you were actually saying. I was like, he's not really making a
And
joke.
they
That's
created
true.
the fantastic Maya
Maya
Hawke,
Hawke.
who was in the latest season of Stranger Things. Really good.
I didn't watch that.
She's very good. Yeah, you're right. And he just got promoted to detective.
Ethan Hawke did?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie
To
just
this
like
new squad.
opened.
Did he
and
just
he's
solve
like,
a crime, or is he just now getting promoted?
He just got this new assignment. It's supposed to be like this elite drug unit.
The best of the best.
Yeah, and so he's like and this dude's reputation is he's like, man, I've heard stories. This guy's supposed to be the best.
Yeah, and I think this movie has like the iconic opening where it's just person wakes up. The person wakes up, has breakfast. It just kind of starts
Interior
there.
alarm clock.
right.
Ethan Hawke wakes up from the bed.
And I think this is the only time you ever see his wife is in this like opening.
I think
scene.
that's true.
And she's like, good luck. I packed you a lunch. Have fun.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
It takes place in a day, right? It's training
It's
day.
all in one day.
It's 24-hour
It
period.
is
the first training day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I love movies that can do that.
Yeah,
that
it's
can
really
stick
cool.
to just
One
a
day
day
film.
or, an hour.
It's
or so.
especially fun, because when they pack so much in, and by the you don't remember that it's one day till the end or something. And they casually mention it, hope tomorrow's better. And you're like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
What
it's
a
almost one of those
day.
you can't really believe that this all took place in one day. That they all packed it into one day, but it's still super fun.
Yeah.
And so he meets him. Does he get picked up? I think he gets picked up.
Yeah, I think he meets him at the station or something, because I feel like he originally.
I would have to imagine he plays it
They go
up
to-
like
they go
he's
to
not a
breakfast
cop and
first.
teases him. Or
Well,
something?
he originally is gonna get into a regular cop car or something, and Denzel's like, no, step into my office, and it's his nice car, and he's like, oh, this is the car you use,
like MTV's Pimp My Ride style.
Yeah.
It's like just this really sweet car.
and I think you're right. I think they do go to breakfast.
They
kinda
go
first
to
thing for the
breakfast first because
introductions.
there's kind of like it's almost like an interrogation type scene.
He's trying to figure out who each others
feel out the
are.
new guy, yeah.
And Ethan Hawke, I would guess, is by the book, and then Denzel does whatever it takes.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
Isn't
right.
that just what the dynamic? Good cop, bad cop.
Ethan Hawke,
Pretty much.
he is the good cop. He's the brand new cop too, so he wants to do it by the book, right?
Yeah.
It's like you went through all that training, you got the textbook stuff, so that's how you're supposed to do it. Whereas Denzel's like, I've actually worked this job, and I kind of know what you have to do to survive.
Right.
I know you went through basic training, but I'm telling you, this is your training day. That's Denzel.
Ethan's like, well, I'm going to try and stick by the book.
I'll show you the book. And then he,
Then he shows them the book.
He shows
and
them the book.
Then for the next 2 hours, they go through,
They go through the
flipping
book
through
procedures.
chapters.
It's 2 hours of just them reading.
Wow.
He takes his
Penal
exam at the
code.
end.
and passes, and there's a freeze
PowerPoint
frame.
presentation in the middle of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hijinks of Steve Guttenberg in the background, but you don't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Ava Mendes is in the movie, but she's not. She's really not.
You see a
There's no
photo of her
sense.
in the textbook they're flipping through. So they want to probably catch drug dealers. That's their thing?
I think they're technically part of Vice. So they do drugs and prostitution is sort
Yep.
of their deal.
They're doing drug busts.
And so
Do they have an easy one to set up future stuff, or is it right away they get a tip off to the big like drug guy.
I don't think it's right
Denzel has
away.
a couple different things.
He starts by like taking him around, and he starts introducing him to like some of the people that like.
Is Snoop Dogg one of the people?
Snoop Dogg's
and
he's in a wheelchair, I think, isn't he?
Maybe.
I think Snoop Dogg's in a wheelchair, and he's just like he's doing he's running a shop, and then there's something going on in the back that he's trying to hide.
But you sure you're not thinking of Starsky and Hutch?
No, he's just thinking of every police.
I haven't actually seen Starsky and Hutch. Is Snoop Dogg in that in a wheelchair too?
Yeah.
Really?
He plays Huggy Bear.
Well, that came a couple years later too, so I don't know.
Oh, maybe that was appropriate then.
Yeah. Starsky and Hutch came out like 3 years after this.
I saw that in theaters, and that was not good.
I wouldn't have seen it.
No.
I still haven't.
It's not good.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I haven't seen it. But I think I don't know what he's trying to do, but I think he's trying to pick up some drugs. And he's just, it's like basically the cop goes in, busts up everything, says, I know you have drugs. No, it's like a antique shop or something, or some type of, I don't know, some type of nonsense business.
Yeah.
But really there's stuff going on in the back that I believe Snoop Dogg's trying to hide.
It's a front, and then in the back there's a bunch of people playing cards and someone like cutting a fish on like a newspaper. It's doing a big sandwich in the background.
It's gonna be one of those things too where like Ethan Hawke is like
very mob-esque.
Yeah. Hawke's like very skeptical. He's like, he's in a wheelchair. Don't be crazy. There's no drugs here. Then Denzel's like, this kid doesn't know nothing. Busts in that back room, knocks Snoop Dogg out of the chair, I'm sure.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the only purpose of this is to just get some drugs to take with them.
Oh yeah, they need,
because they're gonna use
it to
I don't know
find the bigger fish.
I don't know how quickly this happens, but I think it does happen quite fast.
I think the movie's a quick one.
It is fast.
I think it's an in and out film.
Well,
what I'm going to say one day. So
what I'm going to say is I believe this is kind of like a little bit of a setup for Ethan Hawke. They take the drugs, and then Denzel convinces him to smoke whatever it is, and it might be meth or it might be
PCP or
it's angel dust.
Angel dust? Is that what it was?
PCP, yeah.
Yeah,
but he thinks it's just like marijuana or something. I think when Denzel's, and then he's like convincing him, he's like, come on, how can you work in the drug squad if you don't know what drugs do to you? So he like convinces him to take it. And then he like starts smoke it, thinking that it's just that. And then like that's when Denzel's like, you idiot. He's like, I didn't know you smoked PCP. And then Ethan Hawke's like, oh my God, what have I gotten into?
I think this happens pretty quickly into
you're right.
the day.
Because this becomes leverage.
It does become leverage. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Because he uses it against him later on. Like, we could drug test you.
He's like, who are they going to believe? You're the one that has drugs in your system. Yeah.
But that doesn't come till
that's the third act. Yeah,
that's much later. Yes.
Yeah. It's a whole setup.
Yeah, I think I remember like Ethan Hawke tripping balls in like a Jeep or like being.
Yeah, they're in his car.
He's in the car. He's in the passenger side. He's like got his head just like resting.
Out of consciousness.
And in the moment too. And I might be kind of leaping around, but in the moment, he passes an alleyway where a woman is being assaulted.
He sees a woman, like these two dudes trying to rape a girl.
He's like, stop the car, stop the car. And then Ethan Hawke like basically runs down this alleyway, and this 13, 14-year-old girl is about to be like raped, I think, by these three guys.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
And he like jumps in, he starts fighting with them, like they're kind of kicking his ass. I think then Denzel kind of comes in and like actually gets them to leave. But and the girl like gets up and I think just yells at like Ethan Hawke, like, hey, like, what are you doing or something, and like leaves too. But she leaves her wallet, which is important. She drops her wallet.
And this is an important scene for sure.
Yes.
Because it helps Ethan Hawke later on.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Look at my nose, man.
It's just a little nosebleed. Just put a little ice on it. You're gonna be fine. What are you doing out here anyway? Huh? These pieces of shit, they probably got AIDS, you know? Why you not in school?
I was just going to a fucking ditch party.
You almost became a part of the ditch party. Now, who you say your cousin's from where?
From Hillside 13.
Okay.
You will fucking remember that,
Tell
too.
your cousins to get your back, all right? Grab your bag and go home right now.
Oh, I need to get
Go home right now. We don't need no statement. Go.
And I think too, Denzel is sort of just like, oh gosh, this guy's like the superhero kind of cop who is just like, I'm here to do good. So I think he's also like, this guy's not going to work for me as a partner.
Is there a point where he is trying to like test the waters to see how corrupt Ethan Hawke will get? and then he sees that it won't happen,
Yeah.
and then goes full blown with it.
That's Denzel's total motivation.
Or is it all?
The whole first act is sort of that stuff because
Okay.
it's him basically like they'll do something kind of crazy and Ethan Hawke's like, "Wow, this doesn't seem right" or something, and then Denzel will either be like, "Haha, that was a test," and you pass the test, or like just keeps getting him deeper and deeper kind of into that stuff.
It kind of puts Denzel in a win-win position.
Yes.
It's like, oh no, that was a test. Or if you do it, like, okay,
wasn't a
you're
test.
kind of in
Yeah,
this
or
with me now.
like he kind of also he'll play off like the dude, if you can't handle this, then
I'm
like,
just
this
joking.
This isn't the
I
job
wasn't
for
really-
you. You're not
Yeah.
cut out for the cool guy club.
There weren't really bullets in that gun. I was just kidding around.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
And he-
gaslighting in
yeah.
a way
Oh, yeah.
is what's happening throughout the whole movie. I can't really say I remember what happens exactly after that, but there's also where Denzel's introducing him to his other cop buddies.
Yeah, he's the rest of the team or whatever.
Are they actually the team, or are they just like
They're like a
people
squad.
that-
Together. They don't work necessarily together all day or anything, but they're part. They're like their squad is like reports to the same.
Yeah,
supervisor
Denzel
kind
is
of
like the
thing.
head of the snake of like the corrupt
Yes.
police in the
whole
city or
squad of
whatever,
dudes
right?
is like in on
Yeah.
it because they all go to like a retired cop's house to chat with him, basically, culminating in them robbing him.
I don't know if I
It's like a
really
joke or like-
remember that.
No,
too
like they
well.
go there and they're kind of joking around with him, and it's sort of like Ethan Hawke's like feels really awkward, like they're having
It's
these
getting a
weird
little too
conversations,
weird, yeah.
and then like
It gets uncomfortable.
Finally, it's like basically Denzel and like at least one or two of the other squad dudes are there, and like they basically hit the cop guy or something, or like tear up his floorboards basically and start pulling out these big bags of cash. And the guy's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "That's my retirement money." And eventually, I think they shoot him. I don't know if it's by accident. Like he like does something. They think he's going for a gun, and they shoot him. And they're like, "Oh shit! Now we got to stage the scene." So like one of the other guys in the squad has to get shot in his vest.
There's not a moment where like Ethan Hawke has to like make a decision like whether or not to shoot somebody, and like Denzel's telling him to shoot that one guy. Something like that happens.
I don't think he's really ready to
Yeah,
take that
maybe.
leap until the third act.
Okay.
hits.
Yes.
Because he probably doesn't fire his gun. I bet that's like a big deal, right? Like I bet you haven't even fired it. You haven't even killed a guy.
Oh,
your first day
of Die Hard.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's the reverse of Die Hard.
Or he might even like. I wonder if there's even a scene where like Denzel's like, "Show me your gun," and like I think you're right. Where I almost feel like he swaps bullets or something when he has him show him his gun, but he also tells him like,
didn't
"Just
say
your
that.
standard department gun." Like, no, you need to like use this gun or something, and he gives him like another one.
It's
You
like
need
an
a
illegal
Luger, untraceable,
attachments on it.
You need a Luger.
You need a drop gun.
I guess this is kind of
We can gear up to the third act.
well. It's
gotta
it's
get
kind of where
speak-
Ethan Hawke is really at this point. I think he more or less understands how corrupt.
He starts
Denzel
realizing
Denzel
something's
is.
really off about all this stuff.
He's not really ready to
Because
act
Denzel's
until
like getting a bunch
couple,
of cash from different people. Like keep showing up, they keep giving him money,
Oh
and he
yes,
keeps leaving.
because we find out that he owes somebody he owes the Russian
Russians.
mob a shitload of money.
This is after, so in, like at lunch or something. Basically, he takes him to. I don't know if it's his house or if it's just who is it, Ava Mendes? If it's her house, but it's like I
think it's
his
Ava,
girlfriend
yeah.
and his kid, basically.
yeah,
and
or his girlfriend's kid.
yeah, and he meets. So Ethan Hawke meets her, and like the neighborhood, and like where he is sort of the king of the neighborhood. Like he rolls in, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's the boss," like showing up. Mm-hmm. Because that's where
Everybody gets kind of tense when he's around. 'cause
yeah,
he's
everyone's
kind of a
nervous because
hothead.
he's very much like
he's a control freak.
yeah, exactly.
Isn't there a moment where Ethan Hawke and him like work together to solve a thing, and then Ethan Hawke thinks that Denzel's ultimately a good guy, but then he like goes back and realizes that he's corrupt again? Does that happen or no? I thought that happens, and then like
It
and then
may
Ethan
sound
Hawke has a
plausible.
moment where he like sees something to like tip him off to like what Denzel is actually up to this whole time,
Yeah,
and then they're at odds with each other in the third act of the film.
I wonder. I don't know if that happens exactly, but I wonder if he maybe humanizes him a little bit because he comes over to
Sees the girlfriend. And
he sees the girlfriend and the kid, and I don't know if that
Maybe he isn't
is
such a bad
exactly
guy
what you're
kind of
getting
thing.
at, but I feel like he kind of sees a human moment in there.
but it's always a front.
It's
Denzel always has like the fake facade
Yep.
on.
Denzel's mission is to make sure that he gets this money so he can pay off the mob by the end of the day.
Got to pay the Russians, by the end of the night. So that's what what you find out what he's been doing all day is basically just collecting all the money he can get, whether it's by like robbing drug dealers or like just collecting money that he is owed because he's dirty, or like killing this other cop and taking the dirty money that dude had.
I'd have to imagine there's a scene where Denzel and Ethan Hawke like find all the money, and then Denzel's just trying to like, I'll take it back to the precinct or whatever. Don't worry about it, kind of thing.
I think the whole group finds the money. I believe the money under the floorboards.
Yeah, and like he throws everyone a brick. Yeah, and like Hawke's like, no, I don't want it, and they're like, look, take it, whether you spend it or not. Don't worry about it. Like,
you got a wife, don't you?
I don't think he accepts it though.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he turns it down because then
which is a sign he's probably gonna snitch.
He's way too far in. He's already at this point. It's like,
and they're explaining to him like, no, this is fine because this dude was dirty, so it's just dirty money already. So we're not like, it's not like
it's just gonna bad. Either can have it or it's gonna just sit in a vault for the rest of its life.
It's like, hey, just try this drug just once,
evidence.
And one time you do that, you might start to get
a little bit more.
Basically, you're gonna become like these guys.
You want
this is your first day that you're doing this, so. What kind of course are you on right now?
I'm curious to see if there's a moment in the movie where Ethan Hawke like is almost going to turn bad, but then like just recoils. Like it's like real close to happening.
It's like he turns bad on Denzel in the third act.
Yeah.
Like he has that.
Well, you have the bathtub
moody.
scene.
There's like the Dark Night of the Soul moment where he's in the bus. And he's like the only person in the bus. And like that's the moment where he's like, I'm gonna. You don't hear it. You don't see it. Aside from how he's just looking, you're like, this guy's gonna kill him for sure.
Because I think that is right after the bathtub because I think he's taking the bus to get back to Denzel.
Yeah, we should go back to that.
Yeah, we need to talk about that scene. So Denzel takes him to like a house party that all these gang dudes are throwing, basically, and it's Hector and those dudes who I think they met earlier in the day. So it's sort of like they're going back to this place, or
I don't think they met them earlier in the day. I think this is the first time.
So Denzel shows up, introduces Ethan Hawke to people, and like they're kind of hanging around, and like at some point Denzel sort of like slips away.
Yeah, he says he has to go back to talk to someone.
Yeah,
and then the 3-4 guys ask Ethan to come in and play with them, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They're playing poker. Mm-hmm. And now I'm remembering there's that one guy. I might be misremembering this, but isn't the one guy from Breaking Bad in this too? He's one of the guys. Remember in the second season, he was the nephew of the guy in the wheelchair with the bell.
I think you're right.
I think he's in this because he's really intimidating in this scene.
Oh yeah. And eventually he starts to realize, like, he keeps wondering like where Denzel is at that point, and he's just like, I should really go look for him. And they're like, no, just keep playing. Don't worry about it. He's fine. Yeah. And
they have a gun there too, I think.
Yeah. Well, and eventually he like gets up and he's just like, no, I'm leaving. And they like try to like force him to stay, and then they have like a whole scuffle.
Yeah.
And eventually they overpower him and like take him into the bathroom where they're just gonna straight up kill him. They're like, hey, this was all a joke, a ruse. Good job.
Right. And then
they find the wallet.
From
the girl he saved.
Dude, is this your cousin or something like that?
And the dude's like, why do you have this? And he's just like, these two dudes were trying to rape her. I protected her.
Is it someone's daughter?
It's his cousin.
It's one of their cousins.
Yeah. And so he calls her and he's like, what are you doing? She's like, doing homework. And he's just like, where were you earlier today? Oh, that's right. Because this is the first time I've ever heard of MacArthur Park.
Oh.
He yells that. I'm learning LA terminology through movies.
I learned
locations.
From the song.
Oh,
that's like the cake in the rain.
How's it go?
Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't know the lyrics after that.
Is it? Yeah.
Because that's where this happened. He's like, where'd you find this? MacArthur Park.
Listen to me. That girl is being raped. All right. I saw these two fucking drug addicts attacking her, and I stopped them, man. I swear to God, I stopped them.
Lie to me.
I'm not lying.
Lie to me.
I swear to God.
Don't lie to me.
She was being raped. All right. And I stopped him.
So it's like when Superman and Batman both say the word Martha.
But she does.
Is that what you're telling me?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get that reference.
When Superman says Martha and then Batman's like, what is that name?
Save Martha. What do you mean, Martha?
Oh my God, is this Batman vs Superman? No, I'm not watching it. I tried to watch one scene because I heard it was terrible.
You should watch
it
this
was terrible.
Why do you say that name?
Oh God.
I mean, a hot take. I enjoyed Batman v Superman.
That is a hot. That's a.
But I couldn't even enjoy the Superman movie when it came out.
No. No.
It was bad.
No. But I'm just saying.
That scene is hilarious.
Does she? So she does. I think she's lying at first, but then she does. He's like, "Don't lie to me."
Yeah, he's like, "No, seriously, what
He's
happened?"
like,
Where were you?
She like downplays it. She's like, "Nah, just these two dudes jumped me." And he's like, "What happened after that?" He's like, "Oh, some crazy white dude came out of nowhere and like fought him off and saved me." And that's the scene is funny too because like them getting ready to kill him in the bathtub is funny. Like they have a shotgun to his like mouth basically, and like this one dude is like closing the curtain so they don't get blood everywhere, but he's also like, "Oh, I don't want to see though." And he's like pulling it back so like he can get on you. It's crazy.
Yikes.
But yeah, like
they're it's just like a total turnaround. They're just like, "Thank you for
they like realize so like,
thank you for being a friend.
Down the road and back again. It's your pal and a confidant."
But yeah, they basically are like, you know what? All right,
Golden Girls was filmed in front of a live
bud.
studio
Get out of here.
audience.
And I think that's when he gets the bus because obviously Denzel left way long ago.
Oh, yeah. He was just going to be like...
It was a setup. Denzel left him there to be killed. I don't really know why they wanted to kill him exactly.
I think it was just straight up to get rid of him because he knew too much now at this point, and Denzel knew that he's like a good cop, basically.
I bet if he would have taken the money, maybe they would have like tried to...
he knew that those guys were
that might be why. That might be
Yeah.
after that scene because they like he saw way too much and he's going to say something unlike the other dudes.
But then those dudes were in on it too with Denzel. Like they,
Denzel told them to kill him basically. And Denzel's like, I'm sure he's got leverage over them with something, and so they were just gonna do it.
Doesn't Ethan Hawke break in on Denzel when he's bing bonging Ava Mendes?
There's a bing bong, but I don't know if he breaks.
Yeah, I don't think he
does he
busts in
break
on
in?
that.
And I think like
He might
Denzel's
break
surprised. It's like, hey, how you doing?
He does try to play it up. Yeah. So he goes back to Denzel's house.
How are you doing with those guys back there?
Right, because then the boys there playing, and Ethan Hawke's just like,
yeah, he gives him a slow clap. He's like, "My man, that was a test, and you passed the test."
I'd be like,
And he'd be like,
And finally, Ethan Hawke is like, "No, it wasn't.
you tried to murder me. You got me.
Candid camera.
Which is just like
Look at
the
the lens.
scene in White Men
Where's
Can't
Jamie
Jump
Kennedy?
when Woody Harrelson finds out that Sidney Green threw the game.
They're the same movie, basically, if you think about it.
They're very similar.
They're very similar. Like they're like you say. I don't know if you said it jokingly or not.
It's half jokingly.
They're similar.
They're literally the same movie. The dialogue's the
If
same.
you play them next to each other, all the scenes match up.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything lines up.
Ava Mendes does that Jeopardy scene.
We
in
just swap
Training
out
Day.
Rosie Perez for Ava Mendes, Woody Harrelson for Ethan Hawke,
Yeah,
Denzel for Wesley, and you got the same movie.
Yeah.
it's a total recreation. It's a reimagining.
Oh, a reconceive.
Yes.
Arrivederci.
So speaking of a Arrivederci, do Denzel and Ethan Hawke have like a shootout or like a...
Oh, it's awesome.
this is
It's
where it
great.
is. This
It's
is where
actually
it
a
is.
really satisfying ending. So, I don't remember where he's going. He's on the bus, and I guess he's at the house. But then, how do they get downstairs somehow?
They
and on
they
the
have a
street?
shootout. Basically, they're
on the
Ethan Hawke
street.
basically throws the cuffs to Denzel, and he's like, "Put these on. You're under arrest.
Yeah,
like
you're
I'm
going to
taking
jail."
you in." And Denzel like jumps like behind the bed and has a gun under there and starts the shootout. So they just start shooting at each other, and they're like moving through the house down to the street.
So then they're on the street, and basically it's like that. Everybody in the neighborhood is coming out to see what's going on because it's these. Denzel's like getting kind of wild with it, and I don't remember exactly what happens, but none of these people want to help Denzel. And
So there's that's he finally been dethroned basically. Like he's been holding this sort of
That's a great way to
neighborhood
put
in
it.
terror.
Yeah, we don't want this guy, but we had to have him.
Man, I want to say almost that one of the
Does he get beat up?
One of the dudes in the scene is one of the actors is Eddie Murphy's brother.
Charlie Murphy?
Charlie Murphy? I want to say that
I
he's
thought
there.
it was Terry.
You're right. It is.
Is that his name?
Not.
Terry Crews.
It's not Terry Crews.
Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam? Terry Gilliam?
It's another dude. I can't remember his name.
Terry Gilliam.
We'll know him when we see. Like he's in quite a bit of stuff too. Because
Michael Clark Duncan.
No, I wish.
It's a Michael Clark Duncan
It's either
type.
Michael Clark Duncan or Ving Rhames. Which one is it, Andy?
Ooh, maybe
It could also be the first guy I mentioned that I already forgot. Terry Crews.
It's not Terry Crews.
It's not. Okay.
It's Terry Crews.
But yeah,
It's
like
somebody.
Yeah, and so he eventually...
Maybe it's Tiny Lister.
I mean... Maybe I don't know.
You know who Tiny Lister is?
He's a boxer?
He passed away like a few years ago. You know who that's, He was Zeus in No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred. Remember that movie?
That's not a movie.
Do you remember
Make
the
it-
Bat?
Oh yeah, with the eyes.
Do you remember the Batman with the joke? Yeah, he's got
He's
him.
the president. He's the president.
He's the president in Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
Yes, I think that's exactly who it is. I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Really?
Because they...
You think so?
I just
think
want to
so.
be. Just let me have it.
I think so.
I don't think
We'll
so.
call that one.
Don't Denzel me.
For sure.
Don't Denzel
Definitely
me.
confident. Nah, for sure. Don't even look it up.
What was his name again?
Tiny
Lister?
Yeah.
It might be him. It might be him. It's one of those. I mean, we've listed all the enormous guys that we can think of.
True. Because like eventually, basically, like he shoots Denzel in the ass.
Oh.
Ethan?
Ethan does, yeah. But
But he's like bleeding from the mouth.
yeah,
too.
well, so like
they got into a scuffle.
They got like they've
had a fight.
wrecked each other up pretty good, and so yeah, like Denzel is basically like crawling
is
around,
that
and he starts
classic monologue.
like the whole neighborhood comes out and like surrounds him basically, and he starts telling someone to like
He's
throw
like,
him a gun.
shoot this mother.
Yeah, or right.
He's like, shoot this mother.
And they're all just
And he's
standing.
like-
Like I think one guy kind of makes a move, and like one of the other guys is just like, nope, like no, this is his mess.
This is like an old Western.
It is a very kind of
it's a standoff.
where the corrupt
It's a
sheriff
standoff.
finally gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
From the whole town.
The town is free.
Yeah, the town is free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Blazing Saddles.
He's like, oh, that's how it's gonna be.
He's like, King
this
Kong
scene is
ain't
so
got
good.
nothing on me.
Yeah.
That's like literally one of the lines he says. And he got an Oscar for this, I believe.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
How could you not?
How could you not?
How could you
He's
not?
so good.
This movie was like a immediate classic.
Yeah, but they close in around him basically, and they tell Ethan Hawke, they're like, we got this from here. Like you can go. Like
We'll take it.
we got it. Thanks. Like they're like, yeah.
And this is the one moment where he's like, I'm willing to walk away.
Yeah,
And I don't
he
care what
leaves.
happens to him because he's been put through hell. He's been put almost through death.
Has Ethan Hawke been shot, or is he just like badly beat up or injured?
I don't know if he's
might
been
have been
shot.
shot. I don't know,
feel
but
like
he's
he's got
really
like an
badly
arm that's
injured.
not working at this point or something.
Well, it
but
would make sense if he isn't.
He's
'cause
very
I
beat
feel like it
up.
would start like day 2. He's like in
He's probably taking that day off.
You think so?
Day 2?
The captain's like, the f***ing you guys already taking a day off.
You don't
Come
get
on."
vacation until 3 months after you're on the job.
Partner got murdered.
frickin' new guy.
Partner almost murdered you.
Yeah.
That's going to be a shitload of police reports.
Yeah, a lot of paperwork that day.
Too much
Yeah.
paperwork.
But Denzel gets into his car and drives away.
Yes. Because I know who actually kills
And the
him.
town, I think the people there basically tell him like, get out of here, and we never want to see you again, and we'll kill you.
Yeah. But
So-
he doesn't get far
He does not get far
because
The
like a
Russians get
limo
him?
pulls up
yeah, the Russians box him in,
and they just
and they freaking like
mow him down.
RoboCop him, where he's
Oh
just
my.
like, "Wah, wah, wah."
Is he in the car or is he walking?
It's both. They start shooting him when he's in the car, and then he like
tries
gets
to
out
get
of the
out.
car and
Brutal.
like is just on the ground, like sort of dying, but also still like talking about how he's the best, and then the Russians like shoot him some more and then leave.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I don't think it really has an ending other than this, I believe. I don't think there's like a wrap up.
It's not some good scene where he like finally gets home and opens the door and his wife's like, "Hey honey, how was your day?" And he's just like wrecked and bloody. He's just like,
It's not needed, but that would be great.
That'd be pretty good.
That'd be great. It would make it a little bit more
yeah,
comical.
I
in
want
a
to
way.
say like
But I
this
think
is
it
the
just
end.
kind of
It just
wraps
cranes up from the
Cranes
him
up and
getting
that
shot
was
to the
it.
credits. Yeah,
End of the day.
The wife might be sleeping in bed, and she's like, "How was your first day at work?"
he's like, "It was all right.
It was good.
It was fun.
It was good.
I'll tell you about it later.
It was a good training day."
Time for day 2.
Training day 2. That would have. It just happens again. To him. This guy. Maybe it's you, Ethan Hawke.
This time it is Ethan Hawke. He does everything that Denzel did.
Oh, like
to a
passes
new
the curse.
person. Yeah. Passing
The curse
go.
of the training
along.
day.
Yeah,
It's the worst day.
the training day. Oh man.
Well, you got any last thoughts before we just wrap up?
No, I think
the
Andy and I
training
knew
day?
that one.
I can't wait
You
to
guys
watch this one
nailed
again.
it.
This, like I said,
I've
this
only
is a
seen it
movie-
one time ever.
Oh,
I
you're
was
gonna love it
so
again.
blown away the first time I saw this because again, I thought it was a sports movie. And then I watched it and I was like, nope, not
see how.
that. And instead,
Any
it's
given Sunday?
guy with a police
Anything
badge
for
and
any
a gun
given
on the
Sunday?
cover.
What did
Any
you think it
given
was?
Sun-
But we'll see what we got right and what we got wrong in part 2 of Training Day.
I'm gonna get that gun, and then I'm gonna get that money. And you ain't gonna do a damn thing, because you ain't gonna shoot no cop in the back, are you?
Don't do it.
You know what they give you for that? The gas chamber. You know what the gas chamber smells like? Pine oil. That's where you headed, boy. To pine oil heaven. I'm gonna get that gun, and then I'm gonna get that money. I don't believe you got it in you, Jake. I'm gonna go get it right now. Oh! Get! Ah, you motherfucker!
The next one will kill you.
Oh, son of a bitch! You shot me in the ass.
Welcome back to the Do You Want to Go to Jail or Do You Want to Go Home podcast. We watched Training Day. And we watched it together.
We watched it together. Yeah.
Just two buds hanging out watching Training Day.
It was normal.
Just two guys that were having a good time.
Having a good time.
In just 2021. You know, two dudes.
Well, two dudes can get together in 2021.
As long as you're both vaxxed.
And watch your Denzel watch. What? We're both what? Vaxxed?
As long as you're both vaxxed, you know.
Oh.
You can't get together and watch a movie if
You
you're
gotta
not,
get
though.
waxed and vaxxed.
Yeah.
Vaxxed and ready for
And full of
tracks.
tracks. Yep.
For tracks.
Yeah.
notes.
Brad kind of forgot that Denzel's the bad guy.
That's not true.
He did.
That's not
He
true.
did. He was like,
No.
Denzel did some bad things, and then he was like, is this a good movie? And I was like, well, it was Denzel that did the bad things.
He's the bad
Don't forget
guy.
He's the bad guy.
I meant more of it as a good movie. Is it a quality film?
Which I think it was.
I think it
I think it
shows
was
some
Oh,
age.
kind of a hot take
I think
from Brad
I think
over
it shows
here.
a little age for sure. In terms of the photography of the movie, the editing,
Okay.
the
So you think the mechanics of the film didn't work for you?
I would definitely say that, and the very simplistic writing. I know what you pointed out a few times.
Sometimes.
It definitely feels like a writer's trying to impress somebody with a script. Like
Now-
it's a really good spec script.
Now, I think something that's really interesting that I noticed in the wiki for this is that apparently this came out in what, 2001?
Yeah.
One. Written in 96.
That shows
and I
that
think
there's
that,
the age of
that
it.
explains a lot, I think. Because it does feel a little kind of weirdly anachronistic, but
The cell phones
like
and things.
for 1996, it makes total sense. Because that was also like right before the actual Rampart scandal with the LAPD, where like basically turns out this movie was a documentary, and like it was like a whole thing. And
What's
it's kind
all
of
that
nuts.
about?
Oh, it's basic. I mean, actually, it might not have been. He wrote it maybe right after, because like there's some subtle references to it within the film, but yeah, basically like this narcotics detective basically did what he did, and it was like part of this whole narcotics squad in the Rampart division. Like was just this hilariously corrupt, not hilarious, but absurdly corrupt group that basically did exactly this.
So by saying did what he did, do you mean like just doing drugs and being like
Robbing people.
Yep. And being like
Pocketing the cash.
just doing like abusing their police powers like way past what is unfortunately the
responsible.
norm, sort of. And yeah, like insane.
Also like rubbing their guns together, like they were like starting
like
to
he's a
start a
friggin'
fire.
praying mantis or something like that. I will say, like, man, I was watching this and I was just like, this movie just reminds me how good Denzel is, because man, does he eat this role up.
There were like 7 different actors for each of the Denzel part and the Ethan Hawke part that I was reading in the IMDb of like different casting choices.
Ooh, I'm curious.
Bill Cosby.
Ooh, yeah. Samuel L. Jackson was up there.
Oh, that's right. The wiki mentioned that. Like, he was originally attached, and then
it was like every other, like Tobey Maguire, every like hit.
they mentioned.
Tobey Maguire.
Oh, they
Male
mentioned something
actor
with him. Like,
age
there
was
was
up there.
genuinely there
Tom
was
Cruise.
a different director attached with who was, I think, hoping to get Sam Jackson to do it. And then they ended up getting Denzel, and Denzel's first order of business was new director, and like got the director fired, brought on the guy who did this one.
Also, Denzel pushed for the ending to get his character a comeuppance. In the original script, he gets away with it all.
Ooh, that would have been even darker.
Denzel was like, nah, people are going to want to see my guy.
We need a little bit of a lift at the end.
People are going to want to see my guy get theirs in the end, because he's just so despicable. Like, every single time you think he's a good guy, he's a bad guy.
Exactly.
There's never like one moment of like actual good guy Denzel that I could really like tell.
It's always
really.
fake. He's
always seems fake,
just
yeah.
like he's
even
he's
the
just
times
trying to
where you do
benefit
think
himself.
he's
trying to do a good
think
guy.
he's trying to give good advice or
Yeah.
give something. No, it's not. It's just to like gaslight both the audience and Ethan Hawke.
There's a moment where you think he like might not shoot at this kid, but he shoots at the kid anyway. It's like that's his last moment of like, oh, you're bad. No coming back from this one, Denzel.
Yeah.
You're putting your own self above this child. That's you're bad.
You're done.
You're done. You're a bad boy.
Can I say I was right that Terry Crews is in this movie?
Yeah. No lines though.
No,
he doesn't get any credits because he doesn't have any lines.
I literally wrote down he was right. God damn it, Terry Crews is in this film.
I knew it.
Was it Clay Sloan? That's the guy I was thinking about.
Sure.
Who like
Clay Sloan.
The guy who's like in charge of the neighborhood.
Who does tell
the other guy?
Hoyt to like he's like, we got this. You can take off. Like that's it was like I just couldn't think of his name, but it's exactly who I thought it was. He's in a bunch of films, and apparently on this one he was the gang technical advisor. Like that was one of his other roles, was basically like making sure that the gang stuff was accurate, including I guess a bunch of members of the neighborhood were like actual Crips and like authentic.
We also have Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger is in this.
And we have the judge from Ghostbusters 2, which you knew him from something else.
Wait,
I forgot what you knew him from.
yeah, I already forgot. I forgot who we were talking.
Yeah, there was a bunch of
no. He was he's in Ozark. He plays the old man in
Ozark.
Ozark.
That's right.
Dies.
Yeah.
There's lots of like big talking monologues that like feel smarter than they actually are in this movie to me, and never
I don't
more
think this
so
movie presents itself to be smart per se.
The judge specifically has like he's like telling a story that's kind of long-winded, and it's like
about the crazy guy.
Yeah, about a crazy guy and the judge, and he like he eats something, eats his own poop or something on the
and he
trial.
convinced like a judge that he was psychotic.
Yeah, it just he's like I can just like see the pages of that day, and it's just like a 4-page script for one actor. He's like, oh, I'm really gonna get into this one. It's like, oh, but is it good?
I mean, a lot of the movie, I feel like it's this very deliberate element to like the movie very much involves every person in this like telling a story. Like it opens with Hoyt telling a story about a DUI stop, and we get the retired cop guy telling the story about the snail. True. We get the DA telling the story about the guy. I mean, that's true.
A lot of telling, not showing.
But
a lot of telling.
I'm trying to think.
We're really trying to sell
showing.
this.
I'm not going Almost Famous levels on Training Day.
No,
but there are moments where it's like
not a perfect.
I'm starting to see it fall apart a little bit.
The cast of this
How
movie
many
is crazy,
movies are there about the day in life of a cop before this movie came?
Before this movie, I know
showed maybe
Dark
a
Blue
more-
was a Kurt Russell film that was.
I'm
like
trying to think of ones. Yeah, I assume you're not like including just like the ridiculous, like Dirty
Die
Harry or
Hard?
something.
No, not that one.
A Day in the Life of an LAPD officer. What are you talking
It
about?
was his day off.
That's true.
He was on. Yeah,
he was supposed to be
vacation.
here today. Yeah,
you got him.
Yeah,
You got
The
him.
clerks it. What else is?
What about like Bronson Pinchot, Death Wish?
Oh, he's a cop in
He's a
that?
vigilante.
I don't know if he's a cop.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a cop.
I mean, there's Dirty Harry, I guess.
There you go.
Andy mentioned that.
Yeah,
he didn't say it loud enough.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh, I never saw that movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Lethal Weapon.
I don't know if it's ever worth watching, Ben.
I think it's probably the most realistic take at the time.
Yes, I think
At
that's
the
right.
time.
I think this was this was trying to be more grounded and gritty, I think, in a way, versus the more over-the-top action-focused set pieces.
Now, when you say gritty, you mean that mascot for the Philadelphia
of course. What else would I
baseball
mean?
team?
No, I mean
Or
like
hockey team?
specifically sandpaper.
Okay.
Specifically sandpaper.
They have a sandpaper.
They
mascot?
really there are a lot of
I
sandpaper in this
understand
movie.
They just took the film reel and just like scratched it up to make it look like it
Yeah,
was
there you go.
like film, like more like a film.
Yep.
It looked a little scratchy.
Yeah, there were some parts where like the film looked a little funny.
We watched the whole movie in like a high frame rate on my TV.
Oh, had a new
Grandma
TV.
was so
and you
upset.
haven't disabled
He
the
No, it's not
We tried to
disabled.
do it.
It's not all you have to do is just change the picture mode.
to like
and
cinema
it
or whatever.
adjusts the frame rate
Yeah.
in the picture mode. Yeah.
I always just set mine
I
permanently to
discovered-
the cinema mode to
Yeah.
avoid that because I cannot stand.
It's weird
Well, but
seeing
I
it.
found,
That's right.
I
looks
put
good in
on. I was
sports.
watching Yeah, I was watching the hockey
Yes,
game. And I
that's
put it
right.
on the sports mode. Now, and
If
it was
you
a
game
higher
or
frame
watch
rate.
sports, it's good, and I don't do either of those things. So for me, that's why I was.
I had the filmmaker mode on when I was watching the game, and it felt like it was like quickly buffering.
Yep.
It was like very like
It's like guessing. It's just like inserting frames on its own. It's really goofy. But I can't. It's like every movie's a soap opera.
Yeah.
it wasn't
brings it
that
down a
bad.
level.
I didn't really notice it until Brad pointed it out. And
It
then I
was
like,
kind of
oh,
bad in the beginning with Ethan Hawke
It
in his
drives
house.
me insane every time I see it. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
My parents'
Yeah.
house was like that too.
I tried to watch like Hot Shots with it one time, and like just ruins all the comedy.
Ooh.
Like it's a soap opera. It's a soap dish. Is this the movie
Right.
Soap Dish?
I've always want to watch that movie.
It's a great movie. There was also a TV show. Was it also called Soap Dish or something else? You know what I'm talking about? With I'm not. Gonna,
I
I'm not
haven't
gonna
seen
remember.
the movie, so
I'm not gonna remember it.
can't also.
I'll put it up here. I'll Google it.
Oh, there you go.
You're fine.
Google it.
I'll go Google
We
it.
can get some more got rights. It does in fact start with the sun rising and the alarm clock going off.
Yes. As you would write a film in a movie, the first thing you do,
Sunrise.
Your bedroom.
sun rises, alarm goes off.
Alarm goes off.
4:59 changes to 5 a.m. Ethan Hawke is sitting in his bed. He wakes up.
Breakfast. Table. Dining room.
His girlfriend's
Have
wearing
a good day at work.
wearing a football shirt because he's going to be talking about football in this scene.
right. She was wearing a football shirt. And then he did talk about football. It was very
I'm
obvious.
just saying, it falls apart a little bit.
It was a
It tends
little.
to fall apart the movie.
There were some moments that were a little too obvious. It's not a perfect movie, but Denzel does
See,
really.
that's what I think. I think this
pull
is
it
another movie
together.
like Dirty Dancing, where it could easily have been
I'm waiting for this comparison.
a real dumb movie, because I think Dirty
Right.
Dancing,
And
the
then they add
writing
the
and the
abortion
filming is
into
not good, but the leads of the movie transform the movie, and I think that's the case here. I think Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington do such an amazing job that this becomes like a seminal film. Not because of the filmmaking's particularly good. I just think the performances sell so much of this movie.
I think that guy that plays, I don't know what to call him, the informant or the guy who Denzel meets in the house, the ultimate like
The ex-cop guy.
ex-cop
Yeah, the
guy.
retired
I think
guy.
he does the best job in the movie in terms of acting.
He's very good. Yeah, I
he
like
even
him a
outshines
lot.
Denzel in his scene, but
Yeah,
he's
who
like
was
he's
that?
kind of
Eric-
supposed to.
He's in a lot of.
Was that Eric Clapton?
No, I'm trying to remember what else he's in. Some other cop movies. Even I can't.
Some other
think
cop
of them.
movies even.
Cop movies even. This is part 2. We have phones.
We're allowed phones.
We're allowed
in part
phones
2.
and phone a friend.
None of these are written rules for the podcast. They're
That's
just
true.
precedents that we happen to have had throughout the show.
We abide by them.
Yeah, I guess this is the rules.
Guess who else we forgot about in the movie?
Macy Gray.
Forgot about Dre.
Oh,
We did forget about Dre.
Forgot about
We
Dre.
forgot about Dre so
I feel like
hard.
I've heard that's. I think
I
you shouldn't
remembered
do.
Snoop Dogg was in this movie, but I forgot about Dre.
Forgot about Dre.
Yeah.
Eminem also was
That's
wanting to be the lead,
He's
but he did 8 Mile instead
Hunt
of
for Red
12.
October. He is the captain of
Dre?
Dallas.
One ping or two
No,
ping?
the ex-cop.
One ping or two ping? I'm Russian.
He's in Backdraft.
I'm a Russian actor. Look at me. I'm in the Red October.
Okay.
Very Russian accent.
I haven't seen Backdraft.
He's in
Is that
Silence of
worth
the Lambs.
Ooh, who is he playing that? One of the police
He's
officers?
Jack Crawford, the classic character.
Oh, yes. Everyone knows
Everyone
him.
know. Yeah. I've been meaning to watch Manhunter. Manhunter? Yeah.
It's good. It's a very stylized film.
I mean, yeah, it's very
Speaking
clearly
of cop movies, Day in the Life.
Very clearly, what Fincher?
Oh, before that, you're thinking of Red Dragon.
Oh, right.
There was
I'm
an
thinking of
80s
this
movie
TV show. Yeah,
That was a Ridley Scott?
No, I get you. Yeah.
You're
Or
thinking
Michael
of-
Mann.
You're thinking of Mindhunter.
Mindhunter.
You're thinking
yeah.
of Mindhunters.
Manhunter is the initial Hannibal Lecter movie.
And I have seen that, and I also enjoy that movie.
That's a good one?
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going to watch it.
It's stylized.
It is.
It's a little old. It feels a little dated.
That's okay.
But it's good. It's good. I enjoy it.
What else? What else I got in these? No, they visit the retired cop twice. They set him up in the beginning where he's this fun visit,
Where he's a nice
hanging
guy,
out.
and then the big twist. It's like, oh no, it's this guy that
So,
we
yeah,
like.
then when they get there later,
No.
you're just
Well,
like,
I think because he reveals he's just saved almost enough
money to go to the Philippines.
to
Yeah.
Panama, Philippines, something like that.
So can you explain to me? So Denzel definitely needs the money, right? He goes to those judges because those judges have a beef with that guy.
No, so the three wise men, as
three-
they're called.
okay.
It's like the head of the detectives.
Yeah, they're like
head of
all
internal
ex-cops
affairs
that are also
and a
like,
judge
on the take.
So it's
Essentially,
these three dudes, yeah, and they're all corrupt as well. So he goes to them to basically, like, buy a warrant. He buys the arrest warrant for the ex-cop.
warrant.
So that's when they go to Macy Gray's house and he steals money from there. With the fake warrant.
Great.
I found them away and I stumble. You never hide it. It's clear. It's a training day up on here.
I'd completely forgotten about the
Macy
fake
Gray?
warrant scene, and that was like I remember that really well from like watching previously. I was like, that always drove me nuts.
I was wondering who that actress was, but I didn't put it together.
Yeah, I was like,
Macy
she's
Gray.
somebody.
Yeah.
Fantasia Barrino.
He steals the money, the $40,000, to pay for that a warrant from that house. So he goes to the old guys. And he's basically just like, I'm going to take him out. I have my. That's why I asked like, what you driving? Like that's like the agreed signal basically for drop the money in this car, and that he gets the warrant to the squad so they can take down the dude at the house.
Take him down.
Take him out.
I see.
So the whole day was planned to get this money. Basically.
Yeah, there's a line where Ethan Hawke's like, you planned me from the beginning of this day. And Denzel's like, I've been planning this for a week.
Yep.
I would have liked to have gone a little bit longer. Maybe a month. Maybe
A month would it? Yeah.
Because
Like the Russians wouldn't have given him a month.
That's
Brad.
true.
Come on.
Yeah, so he owes the Russians
He
money.
made fun of somebody.
He killed somebody.
Because he killed somebody.
He killed someone
related
that
to the-
someone that turns out to be an important person to the Russian mob.
This is jumping ahead to the ending. Do you think if he would have made the drop to that girl in the minivan, he would have gotten shot anyway? Or do you think if he had made that drop, he would have been able to get away? What do you think?
I mean, I feel like at that point he was already past the deadline or whatever.
I thought that was the moment where it was like, you got to throw the money in the car or else you're going to get got. And he didn't do that. He reversed.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You think he was done anyway?
Seemed like they were done.
Because he would supposedly would have had the
He
money
didn't
at
have
that
the money
point.
anyway.
He didn't.
He didn't have all the money.
No,
he
Ethan
said,
Hawke
he said
took
he only had like a part of it.
Yep,
So he was screwed anyway.
Ethan Hawke took it as evidence against him.
Yes.
Yes, he had nothing to give.
Yeah. The guy from The Mask was in this movie. The evil guy.
Yeah, Peter.
He plays one of the cops.
Oh yes, he does.
What's his
The guy
name?
who kind of looks like a beefy Cillian Murphy. Or
Yes.
Yep. He looks like you think of like a downgraded Peter Weller. Is maybe what you were thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in a movie called Clean Shaven. That's really great.
He's also in a movie called The Mask.
Well, that
Don't
too.
know that
Have you
one.
ever seen that movie? No.
Clean Shaven's really good too. It's a Criterion movie.
And he gets shot, but does he die? He seems to get shot real bad.
It's unclear. Like
Yeah.
he's in serious shape because
You don't get to see his resolution.
They
I don't
try to
think.
shoot him twice in the vest, like Denzel does, from the dead guy, like to try and make
It's
it,
so
to
close,
justify
too.
the shooting.
You can shoot it that close to a
And
vest.
misses with the second one.
I don't think it misses. I
It
think
was
goes
like
through.
it was like The Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the
It
guy
was
in
like
the
The
mask
Mask.
that's dying. Mm-hmm. You know.
I think he shoots the vest, but it goes through the vest.
Maybe.
I think that's what they say. I'm almost positive a vest gets weakened after like a few bullets.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not
Yeah,
supposed
it's like
to
a
use
video
it after
game.
one. But
Yeah.
It's like your armor just like
yeah, the bar goes down.
the bar
and then it's
goes
just,
down.
Yeah.
You know,
hit
and then
points.
once that bar gets too low,
Yeah.
those bullets go through.
It's like Halo.
Backroom poker never happened.
Yeah, I was excited for backroom poker. I wanted to see the guy with the fish.
Yeah, he just like wheeled into a wig
He
shop.
doesn't even get to the back of the shop.
No, they pull up and like Snoop tries to sell drugs, which that scene was confusing.
Were you thinking of Rounders? Does that happen in Rounders? Is that where that backroom movie scene is?
That would make sense. It happens in a lot, I feel like. But this one's weird because it seems like Snoop knows Denzel and knows he's a cop, but also still tries to sell drugs to Hoyt. And then Denzel's like, go get him, as he's like wheeling away because, Hoyt makes the dumbest buy in the history of buys. He's just like, one crack, please.
Yeah.
There's a line later where Denzel says, how do you think he got in that wheelchair?
Right, yeah.
Denzel shot Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Whoa.
Put him in that chair.
So what car is he driving, Andy Hubert?
It's Monte Carlo.
Didn't I say that?
67. I think you did.
I think
Brad will rewind the tape.
Wait, was it a Monte Carlo?
I thought it was like
I said a Grand Marquis.
No, it's a Monte Carlo.
I thought it was like
Oh.
a Jeep. It
I
was going
thought
to be
it was
nice,
a Grand
like
Marquis.
black car.
I know
of some
you
kind.
said you definitely
Big black
thought it was an
truck.
SUV. I knew it wasn't, but I definitely thought it was like just a town
What
car.
am I thinking of?
It was a Grand
with big
Marquis.
What movie has a black SUV in
I
it?
looked it up, baby.
Okay.
I looked it up.
Just wanted to double check.
But he's got hydraulics with the wheels.
Am I thinking of Ride Along, which is like the parody movie of this?
I mean,
Has anyone ever seen Ride Along? With
No,
Kevin Hart
but
and-
an
I
Ice
forget-
Cube.
An Ice Cube, yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
No.
Jason Mantzoukas wrote it. That's the only reason I would have any interest in watching it.
Nah, no thanks. That's okay.
Pass.
Pass, right.
They made a ride along too.
Did he write it too?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna ride along and not see it.
I'm gonna ride
right past
that one too.
Ride it right along.
I'm gonna be like,
Man.
are we there yet?
That's another movie.
Yeah.
With a song. RV?
You got the reference.
Of course. I've seen
Man.
films before.
That's such a cop-out, you guys.
Ooh, that's a bad Kevin Smith movie, Andy. That's not a good Kevin Smith movie.
I found it funny at parts.
Oh, no. He's stealing baseball cards? I'm not even going to get into it.
He did baseball cards?
Tracy
That was the
Morgan
whole
was funny,
premise was
but
of stolen baseball cards.
I
I immediately checked out when that happened.
I saw it in the theater. This was 11 years ago.
Can I read you guys one of the worst sentences that you'll hear?
Yeah, let me try to guess what actor said it. Let's try to do that.
So it's not an actor or an interviewer. This is from the wiki.
Oh.
In October 2019, it was reported that Warner Brothers was developing a prequel to Training Day.
How do you do
The prequel follows a young Alonzo Harris in 1992, 2 days before the Rodney King trial.
He gets Training Day?
Yes.
You see his training.
We need his origin story because we need everyone's goddamn origin story. That's all that is.
They need to do the sequel after that.
All the studios were like, everyone keeps complaining about sequels. What if?
I got
we
it.
do
Everything's
the worst version
prequels.
of the sequel.
It's like, God.
What if we do the
It's all
poor
origin
version
stories
of
now.
the sequel?
Who else needs an origin story?
Buzz Lightyear's getting his later this year.
So this movie came out a month after 9/11.
It did. I did read that too, and I was like, man, I did not realize that at the time. Like
No, not either.
those two events feel very far apart in my mind. But that seems crazy to me.
Yeah, that's always like interesting to see like the 2001 movies, like which one came before and after.
Yeah.
I also read, I don't know if this was in the wiki or somewhere else, but apparently I think Topher Grace was in line for this, to the point
Every
he
white male
did
actor.
like 2 months of like ride-alongs with an actual AP unit.
It was Tobey Maguire.
He like worked out and like got really buff and was like all in for this movie, and at the last minute Ethan Hawke freed up and they like just dropped him. Like the director
Ethan
had
Hawke
wanted
was the
Ethan
first
Hawke in the
choice.
first place, and he was busy, and like they managed to like push pre-production long enough to get him, and like poor Tobey Maguire just was like put in all that work and then just gets
slid right into Spider-Man.
Like, goodbye.
Yeah,
well,
he
of
did
course.
fine.
But I was like, that's got to be the most disappointing call you get. Like you
Crocodile
doing that
tears for
much
Tobey
work.
Maguire.
Yeah, him and Kevin Smith can cry together.
Yeah. Nobody's watching Cider House Rules.
I watched it because I thought it was a different movie altogether.
Thought it was about cider?
I don't know what I thought it was, but it
What
wasn't
was it about? Yeah.
He's got like a bowler cap. I don't know.
That's what it's about.
Oh, man.
Seabiscuit.
Me and
too.
my hat.
I always wanted to see Seabiscuit because he like punches
Oh,
a
yeah.
horse in the
Seabiscuit's
trailer.
good.
Does he punch a horse in it? I thought he
It might be a horse punch.
he like horse.
I feel
he
like
does a
that's
horse
a different
punch?
movie, Brad.
He just punches a horse.
You might have.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if I saw Seabiscuit. I think I did.
I seen Biscuit.
Ooh.
I seen Biscuit in the theaters, actually. I went with my grandpa.
I bet I would like Seabiscuit.
He was like, back in my day, when I was 50, Seabiscuit
But then you get the Seabiscuit origin story, which is what's the other one about the? Because it's genuinely about like the horse that came before Seabiscuit, like one of
I
Seabiscuit's
have no
parents.
idea.
Like I can't. The more recent film is about that one. I can't remember.
Horses have such weird names.
Horse.
It's too hard to keep. Yeah, unless they make a movie out of it, I'm not gonna know. Spirit. I don't know.
Yeah, because they definitely did that one a few years ago, and I was just like,
there was another horse movie.
yeah, it's all origin stories now.
I don't
But yeah.
want it to be.
Doesn't need to be.
I don't need to see Denzel Washington's Training Day.
No, I don't need that at all.
As soon as I put, you're gonna say an actor, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I want to see this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know
Like
what?
Donald Glover as Alonzo Harris.
They don't
I'm
even
like,
need
okay,
to.
fine.
All right, I'll
okay,
watch
fine.
it.
I'll watch it.
No,
You
they could
pulled
just
me
get
in.
Denzel's son, who is an amazing actor,
true.
to go do this. And that, as soon as they announce that, I'll
Yeah.
be like, I gotta watch it now.
Yeah.
God
He'll
dang
be
it.
like as old as Denzel was when he
Doesn't
made that
it don't
movie.
matter.
Michael B. Jordan. I'm in. I want
I'm
to
the
see it.
same age.
I want to see that movie.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
I hope he gets like an
Okay,
old-
now you're pushing it really hard. You're like, I want to see this.
Well, maybe if Ethan Hawke plays the guy who trains Denzel.
Just really messing with the timeline now.
Metaverse of it.
Denzel's son's playing a younger version of him.
It's revealed-
He's the same age as he was in the original Training
It's
Day.
revealed that Ethan Hawke
And
is
then Ethan
actually like a
Hawke's in it?
supernatural being who doesn't
But
age.
he's not
It was
playing
like
Hoyt?
faking it the whole time that he's a rookie cop. He's been a cop for 40 years.
But then Ethan Hawke is married to Ava Mendez in the prequel.
Oh yeah, keep it going.
That's how it's got to go.
And then you can bring in Tom Berenger.
And that little
there.
kid is like being born or
Oh
something.
man.
It starts to become like Wet Hot American Summer. Like Tom Berenger's playing a younger version of the grizzled cop.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
boy.
got to happen.
He's wearing a wig.
Man.
Why would have they really run out of movie ideas these days?
Yes.
Oh.
Unless you're Guillermo del Toro, you're not making original films. Or you're from South Korea. Those are the only two places original movies come from right now.
It's like there is a slate of
Sometimes
like,
Broadway will make a movie.
there's
and
like
be
four
"Oh."
directors that are allowed to sort of do their own thing, and then everyone else.
Chris
it's
Nolan, Guillermo del Toro,
Wes
Edgar
Anderson,
Wright, and Wes Anderson.
Yep.
Quentin Tarantino.
And I think
Tarantino.
now
He's only got one
Denis
left to do
Villeneuve
left,
is
though.
sort of gets that
Yeah,
point
but
at this point.
he's
but
doing remakes and
I was like,
too.
by choice, he's doing a fantastic job of
Paul
it. But
Thomas Anderson.
yeah.
So like,
That's
true.
true.
You have to be like a full like artist.
But if
Director,
like
you're a writer, you're
Scott, Fincher, and Lynch could probably all get one wrung out of a studio if they wanted to, but they're busy. But yeah, it's like other than that, well, this kind of comes back to the fundamental thing which we've talked about on here before of just there's like we've lost the middle ground movie. Like it's either got to be a micro budget film,
a micro budget horror film,
or it's got to make all the money blockbuster.
Yep.
And like so, studios are only going to put that much money into a sure thing, which to them is that.
And movies are either micro budget horror films that make a lot of money, or superhero movies that cost a lot of money that don't make any money.
Yes, exactly. God, I think I
They
mentioned
bought up all the middle ground studios and did nothing with them.
Yeah, Disney bought everything.
Like Lionsgate.
They're looking to buy theaters, which scares the hell
absolutely.
out of me.
Pat, no, thank you. I don't
Scares
want
the
it.
hell out of me.
Why would it scare you?
You pay for your Disney Plus membership, $20 a month, and you get to go see any movie you want in a Disney theater.
Oh, I wish I could go see this movie, but the only
they'll
theaters
only
near
be
me are
showing
Disney
Disney
theaters,
films.
and they only show Disney films unless the other studios pay them too much money to make it not viable.
Back when
but doesn't that break the original policy?
They're looking to break it.
They're lobbying
They're
hard
wanting
to
to break
get
it.
because it's literally illegal right now for a studio to own the theaters. Yeah,
They're wanting
Disney
to
is
break
lobbying to get that removed. They're saying, why would we ever need that law? That's silly. And the answer is exactly the reason you think.
Yeah,
like, oh my
it's
god,
a monopoly.
Yeah, vertical integration. Like, yeah, that'll be a sad day. Mm-hmm. It's weird too if you look at the list of, I think they took like the 10 highest grossing films. Like literally only 2 of them are not owned by Disney at this point.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious is the only franchise not owned by Disney at this point. And because I think Jurassic World is that independent at this point?
It's a Universal
Yeah,
movie.
I think so. And I don't have them. So those 2 are kind of the big ones, but like everyone else has been bought up at this point from all those studios.
That's why the conversation about uniting those into one franchise was like bandied about.
Yes, that's true. I would love to see
Jurassic
the
Fast
crossover.
and the Furious.
Yep.
Well, there's got to be some
Jurassic
point
and
where
the
it gets so
Furious.
big that it ends up getting broken up somehow.
Who's gonna do it?
Well, it'd be government.
Get out there, government. You're saying the government is on the take the same way Denzel Washington is on the take in this movie, Andy?
You're saying
breaking up a
are you saying
business.
the Russians are coming for the government? Wait a minute. The
Russians are
This is
coming.
starting to sound. So we talked about Hunt for Red October.
It's all coming full
It's all
circle.
yeah, it's
Number
all
23.
circle.
What is it, 27?
Oh, I get to use finally the GIF with the numbers because you were doing
Oh,
a
there
face.
you go. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it a second time. You already wasted it.
It's too late.
No, that was the time.
No, I'm doing it the first time.
But what am I going to be grabbing at the second time?
Farts.
Brad!
There's farts in the sky.
Oh boy. Tragedy.
Oh, man.
So this was kind of like a 24 before 24,
Yeah,
right?
in a way.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they make
Does
a
that
point
make
of
sense?
showing time passing, but
Yeah.
like
Even though it
emphasizing
doesn't
that it's a
poop.
day. No. And
No, they're not
he's
gonna
gonna
show
have
that
to.
scene.
No, neither of those guys
Show
poop.
that scene, really.
They're constipated.
We
the
got to
whole
see
film.
him eat. He ate his breakfast. We saw him eat lunch because he was at Ava Mendez's house for like 3 hours.
We see 2 sunrises for some
Yeah, a
reason.
little bit,
We see a
yeah.
5 a.m. sunrise and then 11 o'clock sunrise.
Well,
You don't remember that?
It's one of the time passing shots. It very
Yeah,
much is
they
like
use-
a morning
they use
to
it
after,
again.
like, but it's way too,
my
it's
God.
way out
I
of
don't
sync
remember
for
that?
where the
No.
movie
We
is.
talked about it.
I
Yeah.
don't
This is
remember.
one of those
Sunrises twice.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where it's a day, but it's like the longest day of the year somehow.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Any movie that takes place in a day always feels like it's way packed with too much stuff, because when you really start to factor in like drive time and all the other downtime, phone calls.
I thought you said you liked a day movie. Did I
I
make that
do
up?
like a day movie.
like a day
no. I'm
movie.
not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it feels like they do way more than what's capable of getting done in a day.
yeah.
That's why you do Run Lola
Especially
Run.
fudge
where
the
it's
timelines. Ooh,
Exact,
yeah.
exact time.
It's like
Hey,
just a couple
it's
hours.
That's
40
why
minutes, that's
24
40 minutes.
worked. They were like,
24 is so good. 24 might exist because of Training Day.
it could be.
It seems close to the time.
It was.
I don't know if it exists because of it, but
I don't know,
I bet
Andy.
there's a direct line. Mm-hmm. It's Kevin Bacon. This.
Who's the guy who looks like Ethan Hawke? Kiefer Sutherland.
There you go.
TV show.
wow.
There it is, TV show.
Shoehorned that one in.
Brad, you should be working in the studio.
I could make 24 again. Let's make 48.
No, yeah. See, this is
Wait, a
exactly
prequel.
right.
We'll make
That's what I'm
12.
saying.
We'll make 12.
We need Jack Bauer's origin story.
12 hours.
We'll make a 12-hour day.
12.
The 12. We'll do the first 12 hours before the first 24-hour day.
So it's pre 9/11. So like everyone actually works a regular shift at the counterterrorist place. They're just
Oh.
like, it's only 12 hours because I'm clocking out.
And Jack Bauer's trying to stop the attack. He knows in time, but he doesn't
Oh,
get there.
God. The one
failure. But we do like a
got 12
Lincoln
hours
fake
to
out
show
thing.
you.
We do like a Lincoln fake out. You know, you ever seen the movie Lincoln? Where like you see at the end of the movie as like Lincoln's going to a theater, but it's like not the day of that he got shot. It's just another day he was at a theater. And the movie's like,
He's like, this is shit.
yeah, and you see Lincoln leave, and as if you're like, I thought he got shot in this part, and it cuts to like a thing where it's like what the date or whatever, and it's like a week before he actually got shot.
Oh my god.
The movie like twists you on it.
Oh, man.
It's like it never happened.
How do I know how Lincoln ended? What happened to Lincoln?
When does he die?
He seems like he gets away. He's fine. They rewrote history.
That's funny. What else?
I don't want to.
Nah, I think we're good.
We did
I'm
enough.
good. I'm just gonna go watch Man on Fire and
Ooh,
Equalizer,
Deja Vu?
and I'm just gonna watch all the Denzels.
What's
Is Man on Fire good?
I love Man on Fire.
Man on Fire is shot very interesting.
Is Denzel paired
Scott?
with Dakota Fanning
Tony Scott?
and done by Tony Scott, and so that movie has like all the right elements. That's one of those ones where my favorite. Like the thing I always say about it is that it's weird watching like an 8-year-old act circles around Denzel because Dakota Fanning is amazing in that movie. And she is tiny.
I've been wanting to watch A Preacher's Wife.
I don't think I've seen
I think
that
it's a
one.
Christmas movie too. So
Oh,
how good is that gonna be?
Dang.
It's a comedy. It's one of Denzel's rare comedies.
Preacher's Wife, and it's funny? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like.
Take place in a farm?
I don't. No idea. I'm guessing this is about a preacher's wife in some aspect.
Then you gotta watch The Astronaut's Wife.
Ooh.
Yep.
You gotta watch all the wife movies.
Then I gotta watch
Oh,
Species,
yeah.
who's like an alien
Yeah,
wife.
First Wives Club.
Ooh.
Stepford Wives.
I'll get one. Don't stop, my mom will shoot. Oh, shoot. Don't stop, my wife will shoot.
That's not it. Is that a movie?
Throw my wifey from the train.
That's not.
No, those are both ones. Don't tell mom that the no. Don't tell
Babysitter.
wife that the babysitter's dead. So you got 3 in a row.
One would say you've got none, but you also got 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Wow. 3 for 3.
Wifey Mia, here we go again.
Oh no, wifey Mia. That's so bad.
Yeah, you just keep digging the hole until it becomes
boy.
funny again. Just dig it. Just dig
going.
it. Just dig it till you hit
Commit
dirt.
to the bit.
Dig it till you hit treasure. Virtuosity is the best Denzel movie.
Virtuosity. I've never even heard of that.
Me
Got
either.
Russell Crowe in it.
What?
So let me explain the plot of Virtuosity
Yeah,
real
please
quick
do.
before we end. So Denzel Washington is a police officer.
Brad, that's Training Day. We just said that one.
It's in the future, and there's a criminal who gets
Minority Report.
the electric chair or something like that, but he doesn't die. His brain gets put into like a microchip, a USB thing.
Video
and then he comes back out as like a hologram, and then the hologram is real somehow.
It sounds like an episode of Star Trek, Brad.
And then Denzel has to hunt down hologram Russell Crowe.
It's called Virtuosity.
Virtuosity.
It's about a piano player?
Did I just blow Andy Hubert's mind just now?
This movie sounds insane. When did this come out?
96?
It sounds like
97?
Demolition Man, but like
it's very Demolition Man.
yeah.
Sounds like Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
It's definitely a little Lawnmower Manny. This is when we're like trying
Sounds
to make
like Running Man.
Any kind of man movie.
Really? Yeah, all those mans. Oh man.
And he's trying to track Russell Crowe down. It's great. Russell Crowe wears a really nice suit.
You can see young Denzel.
You get to see young Denzel.
All right, I'll watch it. Fine.
Good. I hope you do.
I will.
Do it.
It's Time Cop good. It's Time Cop good.
Is Time Cop good?
That's the point I was trying to make. That's the point I was trying to make.
Well, now I have to see it.
It's Time Cop
Is
good.
Time Cop good?
That's the point. Thank you for joining us on that episode and every episode that you do. The next movie we're doing has the tagline, Mayday. We remember Poseidon.
Poseidon was the god of the sea. What better way to celebrate the birth of a new year than born on the back of the old fellow himself?
Do you feel that? Something's off.
I'm losing it!